Welcome to this Early Years Entitlements Guide. This video is about the grace period. What is the grace period and what does that mean for parents? The grace period is a period of time to support the child who's already accessing their working parent entitlements when their circumstances change and they may become ineligible for working parent funded childcare. When the parent ceases to meet the eligibility criteria, the local authority will continue to fund a place for the child for a limited period. This limited period is called the grace period. Providers are able to check whether a child is in the grace period at any time using the Early Years Entitlements Hub. First of all, log on to the EYE Claims Hub using your secure username and password. When you log in, you will be taken directly to the homepage. To validate a working parent code, go to the Funding tab. Here, you will be able to access the eligibility checker to validate working family codes. The eligibility checker on the Funding tab is a live checker. It allows you to validate new working family codes when they've been added to a parent declaration form. You can check at any stage to see if the code is eligible. Also, once a child has been added to your claim, you can use this at any stage to check if the code has been renewed. Input the information provided on the parent declaration form. Any fields marked with an asterisk are mandatory. The information required to do an eligibility check is the eligibility code, the child's date of birth and the parent's national insurance number. Click to consent to an eligibility check and then hit the Submit button. Once you've received the green box which confirms a positive determination of eligibility, please check the valid dates. The start date is the date in which the parent was made eligible by HMRC. This is the date their code was issued. Each term there is a deadline. In order to access in the summer term, codes must be issued before the 31st of March. In order to access in the autumn term, the code start date must be before the 31st of August. And in order to access in the spring term from January, the code must be issued before the 31st of December. If the parent has not got their code before that date, they will not be able to access funded childcare until the term after. The code end date is the deadline for which the parent has to reconfirm their code. This is when their eligibility ends. HMRC will send parents a reminder, normally 4 weeks before, 2 weeks before and on the end date. If they don't renew or have been unable to reconfirm eligibility, they will then enter their grace period. The grace period is there to support families previously deemed eligible and their child is already accessing working parent entitlements. A child cannot start to claim their working parent entitlements or move providers when they are in the grace period. The grace period end date is always the end of a full term. The end date will depend on when the code ran out. If the child's code runs out in the first half of the term, they will be able to access working parent entitlement funded childcare till the end of that term. If the code runs out in the second half of the term, the grace period will continue through to the end of the following term. Providers are able to log on to the EYE Hub at any point and check the child's start date, end date and whether they're in the grace period. If providers go to the Funding tab and the Actuals page, they will see the child record. Next to the child record at the eligibility status, they will find the start date of the code, the end date of the code, and when the grace period is. If the child is currently in their grace period, a yellow warning triangle will appear on the left-hand side. This is a prompt for providers to speak to parents and encourage them to renew their code before the end of the grace period. A child cannot start to access their working parent entitlement funded childcare during the grace period. Codes normally last 3 months. If the parent has got the code too early, it may actually have expired before they're able to use it. If you have any trouble adding a code to the hub and get a warning that the working parent entitlements are not valid, please check the information. Check the start date and end date of the code. If the parent remains ineligible at the end of the grace period, their working parent entitlement will cease. If the child has reached the term after their 3rd birthday, they can continue to claim 15 universal hours. If the child is age 2, they may be eligible for disadvantaged 2-year-old childcare, and the parent should be directed to apply on the parent portal. There are no universally funded hours available for children under age 3. Thank you for watching this Early Years Entitlements Guide. If you have any questions about grace periods, please contact the EYE team at eye@lincolnshire.gov.uk.